Welcome to my channel! Learn with Teacher Ali!
English, Grade 3, Quarter 1, Week 4, Day 1. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, the learners are able to identify grade level appropriate high-frequency words, use content-specific words in mathematics, note important details in the text, gather textual clues to support predicted outcomes, and develop logical predictions based on the information in the text and use own words in retelling events in the assigned text. Good morning, class! We will be learning new things this week, new words and new ideas about English. But before we move to this week's topic, let us first recall what we talked about last week. Do you remember the name of the main character in the story that we discussed last week? And what kind of animal is he? Can you give me some of the reasons why he got interested in the painting? What do you call again the events that cause other events? What do you call the outcomes of certain events? Very good! It seems like you still remember our discussion last week. At this point, let us do an activity that will make us ready for today's lesson. Today, we will read a text about Lucy and how she studied for her math class. You have to listen carefully because I will be asking you to share your ideas about the selection later. Before we start reading the selection, let us first study some words. You will have to listen to the clues given and then rearrange the letters to form the word being described. Number 1, this is a short test given after discussing a lesson. The answer is quiz. Number 2, this is an expression that you do when you are happy. The answer is smile. Number 3, this is the space between two lines that meet at a point. The answer is angle. Number 4, this is an answer that you give to a particular question when you do not have all the facts and you are not sure whether you are correct or not. This is a guess. Number 5, this is another word for guess. The answer is predict. Good job unlocking all those words. The knowledge you gained will be useful in understanding our story for today. Are you now ready to listen? Listen carefully as we read the poem. Try to put a circle to the describing words that you will see. Maria and Her Math Class by Fernand Kevin A. Dumalay. Maria had an idea, fun and bright. She wanted to guess and get it right. Her math quiz was coming near, so she practiced without fear. Study hard, her teacher said. Practice your lines before head to bed. Do your best, said Mom with a smile. Learning takes work, but it worth the while. She drew two lines, long and neat, and predicted, will they ever meet? If they're parallel, they'll never touch, side by side, but not too much. If they're perpendicular, they make a T, a right angle crossing, just wait and see. She drew more lines and made a guess, then checked to see if she had success. If they intersect, they cross just so, making angles, some high, some low. Maria smiled, her guesses were true. She loved learning. How about you? The next day, she took her test. She tried her hardest and did her best. When she got her paper back, oh my, she smiled with shining eyes. What a great try! Now, students, what was Maria preparing for? That's right, she was preparing for her math quiz. What advice did Maria's teacher give her? Her teacher said, study hard, practice your lines before you head to bed. What did Maria's mother tell her to do? Her mom said, do your best. Learning takes work, but it's worth the while. What did Maria do to practice for her quiz? She drew lines, guessed if they would meet, and checked her answers. What happened to parallel lines? The answer is they never touch. They stay side by side. How do perpendicular lines look? Intersecting lines cross each other and make angles, some high, some low. What does it mean when lines intersect? It means they cross each other and make angles. And number 8, why it is important to practice before a quiz? Because practicing helps you learn and do your best, just like Maria did. Let us now focus on the ending of the story. The author did not reveal to us the result of the quiz. What do you think happened in the end? Here are some possible answers. Maria was happy with the results. Maria passed the quiz, and Maria got a high grade in the quiz. How did you arrive at those conclusions? And can you give me some information from the selection that will support your guesses? The answers are Maria studied hard, Maria did her best, and Maria smiled in the end. Very good! What we did is an example of predicting an outcome or an ending. This is done by noting important information in the text and called clues, and by trying to connect them to predict something. For example, if you see that there are dark clouds outside, you can predict that it will rain soon. Do you understand? Good! Now, students, complete the statement below. Now, students, you need to retell the story by completing the 5-finger retell worksheet. The who is the characters, what is the problem, where is the setting, when is the sequence of events, and why or the resolution, and you need also to observe the proper capitalization and punctuation marks. English, Grade 3, Quarter 1, Week 4, Day 2. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, the learners are able to identify grade-level appropriate high-frequency words, use content-specific words in mathematics, note important details in the text, gather textual clues to support predicted outcomes, and develop logical predictions based on the information in the text, and use own words in retelling events in the assigned text. Good morning, everyone! I am happy to see you today. I hope you are all well. Let us recall what we discussed yesterday. What is the name of the student in our story yesterday? What was she doing? And what can we learn from her experience? We talk about Maria who prepared for her math class and how others cheer her on to succeed in learning the subject. Today, we will read again the text we had yesterday. You have to listen carefully because I will be asking you to share your ideas about the selection. We will also find out how to give commands. For the first reading, do not speak, just listen. For the second reading, I will pronounce each word and you will repeat after me. For the third reading, you will read the words independently. I will be showing some flashcards. I will be reading them aloud and you will repeat after me. Keep, try, do, bring, shall, much, made. These are some of the words that we use in constructing sentences. Now, I will be showing you some sentences. I will read them first and then you will repeat after me. Study hard. Practice your lines before you head to bed. Do your best. These were the lines said by Maria's teacher and her mother to encourage her for the math quiz. These are examples of commands. A command usually starts with a verb. An action word, followed by additional information, could be an extra information about the action or the object of the action, and ends with a period or exclamation mark. In the given examples, can you identify the verbs? Very good. Study, practice, and do are all action words. But where is the subject? The subject part of a command is always you, but it is not anymore written or said. It is implied. It is an invisible subject. Example, study well. In this sentence, the verb is study. The remaining word is just an additional information about the verb. It tells us how the action should be done. Number 2, get the pen. In this sentence, the verb is get. However, the pen is no longer an additional information. It is an object that received the action get. To put it simply, if it is answered the question what, it is an object. Let us try. What should you get? The pen. So the pen is an object of the sentence. Some examples are sit quietly, close the door, and pass the pencil. Now, students, in the given example, what is the verb? In number 1, the verb is study. Quietly is an additional information about how the action should be done. In the number 2 example, the verb is close. The door is an object because it receives the action and it answers the question, what should you close? Does it have extra information about the verb or does it have an object? In number 3 example, the verb is pass. The pencil is an object because it receives the action and answers the question, what should you pass? Very good. Commands are told to instruct someone to do something or to give an order. It is also called an imperative sentence. This time, you will be rearranging the words for commands. I want you to remember the things we discussed about forming imperative sentences. Are you ready? Write your answer on a clean sheet of paper. Make sure to observe proper capitalization and punctuation marks. Here are the answers. For number 1, jump over the rope. Number 2, write your name. Number 3, keep calm. Number 4, bring your notebook. And number 5, call Maria. Check the answers of the learners. Make sure that proper capitalization and punctuation are observed. Now, ask the learners to reflect and complete this statement. Now, ask the learners to write 5 commands that they usually hear from their teachers and 5 commands that they usually hear from their parents or guardians. Remind them to observe proper capitalization and punctuation. English, Grade 3, Quarter 1, Week 4, Day 3. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, the learners are able to identify high-frequency words accurately, identify text types by explaining the given text type, use content-specific words using basic terminologies in science, and compose text to react to the topic. Good morning, dear learners! It is great to see you all today. Yesterday, we talked about making conclusions. We also realized that it is important to look for supporting details before we present any idea. Now, we will be reading another interesting text. I will be showing you some pictures. Try to observe them. Students, what material are these objects made of? Very good. These objects are made of clay. Do you like playing with clay? Did you know that you can make a lot of things from it? Today, we are going to read a poem about powerful beings and how they created the world. As we read, we will also try to guess outcomes based on the given events. Before we begin reading the selection, let us first learn new words that can help us understand the poem. Rearrange the letters to form the word I am describing. Listen carefully to the clues. Are you ready? Number 1, this means powerful. Number 2, this means sad. Number 3, this means huge. Number 4, this means with little or no light. And number 5, this means shining. Here are the words. These words are examples of describing words. We use them to provide more information about places, people, or things. These words also can be used to describe their colors, sizes, and other qualities. You will encounter these words in the selection that we are going to read. Listen carefully as we read the poem. Try to put a circle to the describing words that you will see. Now let us read The Birth of the World by Fernand Kevin A. Dumalay. At first, no world was there, but Hala wanted to make it fair. It was lonely and dark, so he created things with all his might. Two strong hands shaped the land and the seas, forming mountains, rivers, home to plants and animals we can now see. Bright stars light up the night. Sun and moon shone big and bright. The world will no longer be lonely and dark. Strong winds blew, the seas arose, waves would dance and softly flow. Big trees grew forming parallel lines, home for birds that soared the sky. Some eggs hatched, life came anew. Creatures big and small, then swam and flew. Several islands rose from the sea, a home for all in harmony. A strong man and a beautiful woman stood in a line, born from bamboo, good and kind. From them, people were born. The world was filled no longer forlorn. Tribes wrote songs so grand, but Halas smiled. His emotion felt across the land. Now, students, who is Bathala? And what was the word like in the beginning according to the poem? How did Bathala create the land and seas? What natural elements were formed to light up the world? What do you mean by parallel? Use it in a sentence. Number 6. Where did the first man and woman come from according to the poem? What do you think Bathala felt after creating all those things? And do you like the story? At this point, let us see if you really understood the story that we read. I will now pair you up with your classmates. You will answer the following questions and be ready to share your ideas. Students, what do you think will happen after Bathala made the land and seas? The answer is animals and plants start to grow and live there. What do you think will happen after Bathala made the sun, the moon, and the stars? The world is no longer dark. There will be day and night. What do you think will happen after the eggs hatch? The answer is new animals are born. They can now live and grow. What you did is predicting outcomes. This means that you try to look for information that serves as clues. And based on the clues, you think of what will happen next. And now, ask the learners to reflect and complete these statements. We also learned that we can describe things based on their characteristics. Now, I will be calling some learners to share their insights. Now, you will be creating a simple story map with sections. And you will be using describing words used in the selection. From beginning, what was the word like before? For the middle, what did Bathala create? And for the end, what happened to the people and to Bathala? For future, what could happen next to the world created by Bathala? If people continue telling the story of the world's creation, what do you think will happen? Have students fill in the first 3 sections based on the poem. Ask them to predict what will happen next and complete the future section. Let them share their prediction with the class. English, Grade 3, Quarter 1, Week 4, Day 4. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, the learners are able to identify Grade 3 level appropriate sight words and identify roots of high-frequency words like noun, verbs, and adjectives. Comprehend informational text and draw conclusions from the informational text. Good morning, dear learners! I am happy to see you today. I hope you are all well. Let us recall what we discussed yesterday. Who was the Filipino god mentioned in our poem yesterday? And what were the things he created? We talk about the origin story of the world. The poem narrated how all things came to being. We also discuss how we can use clues or information from the text to predict outcomes. Today, we will read again the text we had yesterday. You have to listen carefully because I will be asking you to share your ideas about the selection. But first, let us recall the 7 basic words assigned for this week. Can you give me one? Call the learners and write the identified sight words on the board. Use them in sentences. Number 1 is keep. I will keep my room clean. Number 2 is try. I will try to finish my homework. Number 3, do. What do you want to play? Number 4, bring. Please bring your book to school. Number 5, shall. Shall we go to the park? Number 6 is much. I love my family very much. And number 7 is made. My father made a beautiful card for my mother. Now, students, it's your turn. Read the sentences aloud and putting emphasis on the sight words. Again, these are some of the words in English that we often hear or read. That is why it is important to be familiar with them. Now, give or present a copy of the informative text to the learners again. Ask them to follow you as you read aloud each paragraph with appropriate tone, intonation, volume, and speed. Note, you may ask the learners to read aloud a few lines in the text. If time permits, you may reread the text. This time, we will now recall some of the words used in the selection. Pay attention to the highlighted words. We will try to use those words in our own sentences. Now, present the following sentences and read them aloud. You may also ask the learners to read the lines taken from the text. Ask the learners to define the highlighted word and to use them in a sentence. Number 1, it was lonely and dark. Number 2, several islands rose from the sea. Number 3, 2 strong hands shape the land and the seas, forming mountains and rivers. Number 4, A strong man and a beautiful woman stood in a line. Number 5. Home to plants and animals. We can now see. At this point, we are now going to use them in sentences to show that we really know their meaning. Write one sentence for each word. Now, I will be calling some learners to share their answer in the class. Well done! You have written very good sentences. This clearly shows that you understand how describing words work. At this point, you are going to retell the events in the poem The Birth of the World in at least 5 sentences. You have to use the 5 words we just studied. Write your paragraph on a clean sheet of paper. Always observe proper capitalization and punctuation in all your sentences. Now, learners, why do you think Bathala created human beings lost? What do you think is the role of the human beings in this world? Now, let us reflect and complete this statement below. Instruct the learners to do individual practice using any of the vocabulary words introduced. Ask the learners to retell any origin story or any community story that they know. Require them also to write a minimum of 4 sentences. Remind them to use their own words.
Thank you for watching! Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell for you to be updated on our latest videos. See you on our next lesson. Goodbye!